Hey guys, GrandNoodleLite here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about fire in TF2. Now, in this gameplay clip, you'll notice that I'm using the Scorched Shot as my secondary, and you're probably wondering, well, wouldn't you do more damage with the regular flare gun or just the shotgun? And the answer is yeah, but I like knocking people around with it. It's fun. It's psychological warfare, which ties into today's topic. Now, in my opinion, afterburning is way overhyped in TF2. Now, if you don't know what afterburn is, it's basically when you've been set on fire and then you're just losing health from the fire damage. Now, the reason why I say it's quote-unquote overhyped is because you don't actually lose that much damage from afterburning. Now, that doesn't mean afterburning can't be a problem. It really can if you're low health, but if you're full health and then you start burning, you can probably just wait around and wait for the fire to go out on its own. But despite this, even if you get hit by a weapon like the Scorched Shot, which really doesn't do much damage, the sides of your screen get a little fire effect, your character starts yelling, fire, fire, and of course your health slowly goes down. That is one big message put in the game by Valve directed at the player telling them, you need to put out this fire, even though the situation might only get worse if you leave to go get a health kit or something. Now this might sound a bit silly, but I can't tell you how many times I've seen an enemy get set on fire by a Scorched Shot and then immediately stop firing at me and then retreat to get a health kit. Heck, I've even seen a heavy with a pocket medic just stop firing at me and run away. Now these guys obviously aren't that experienced at the game, but even pro players I've seen are less aggressive when they're set on fire. It's just psychological warfare. Now, I'm the type of player who loves using psychological warfare in my loadouts, which is why you see me using the Scorched Shot here. Now, I'll admit there are some instances in this gameplay clip where a flare gun might have been a lot more helpful than the Scorched Shot, but I just have a lot more fun when I use psychological warfare in TF2. And in the end, that's really all that matters, is if I'm having fun or not. Now, with that said, there are times where you can have the best of both worlds. For instance, I make my spy look as bad as possible, and that's because people hate it when a spy wearing a gibbous and pyrovision goggles keeps backstabbing them over and over and over again. It's even more interesting if you go on an all-talk server and listen to what they're saying. But anyway, I'm getting off the subject here. I guess what I'm trying to say about fire is that you don't always have to use fire as a means of killing people, but you can also use it as a way to distract the enemy team. Think about it. If newer players run for a health kit the moment they get set on fire, and professional players become less aggressive the moment that they get set on fire, that's quite a bit less pressure on your team. And if you're like me and get paired up with the worst players in TF2 all the time, then not only are you being a big help to your team, but you're also helping the newer players on your team learn how to play the game by keeping them alive. Now again, I'm not trying to suggest that this is always the best strategy possible, but it can be a good alternative to just going Rambo on everyone and trying to W plus M1 everyone with the flamethrower. It might also be a good strategy to try out if you're starting to find TF2 a little bit repetitive. And that's all I really have to say about fire in TF2, so here's some fun facts from the TF2 wiki. And it says that all classes except for the pyro have an unused death animation when on fire. So that's pretty interesting. It also says that burning ragdolls will not be extinguished when submerged in water. I guess that's a limitation of the Source engine, but hopefully it'll be fixed in Source 2. The rest of these I'm not sure about because I personally haven't experienced them, but it says, a burning player will cease to take damage if the enemy who inflicted the afterburn changes teams, but will visually remain on fire for the default duration. It also says that being set on fire when switching to another team will cause the HUD to have the afterburn fire effect until the player disconnects. However, the player will not say fire-related responses or receive damage. And finally, it says, occasionally, the afterburn effect will continue to stay on a player that's recently been burnt but survived. Again, I don't recall having any of these issues, but that was just a few fun facts from the TF2 wiki. I will leave a link to this article in the description below in case you are interested in reading more about fire in TF2. But that's all I really have to say about fire and how I use it in a match. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe for more videos. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments how you use fire in TF2. Once again, this has been GrandNoodleLite, and I will see you guys next time.